Hello, welcome back to this mindful movement series, and today we will be practicing mindful movement from a chair. So finding a comfortable chair that you can sit on and allowing yourself to place both your feet flat on the floor, wiggling into your toes and anchoring down into the base of your foot. And then just shifting your weight just slightly forward so that you are sitting on the edge of the chair, allowing yourself to find some sort of support through the spine and the core, and perhaps just shifting your shoulders up around your ears and then taking a slow exhale to release any tightness and tension before we begin our practice today. Moving into the feet, both feet flat on the floor, and then letting your hands lay wherever is most comfortable for you as we will begin to move from the top of the head all the way down to the toes during this 30-minute practice. So if you choose now to close down your eyes gently or perhaps keep them open with a soft gaze, we're just going to take a moment here to tune into the body and see how it's feeling for us today. And the intention of this practice is really to come home to the body and to notice the breath, the body, the movements, and thoughts and emotions that arise throughout this practice. So where our mind shifts to, and noticing how our mind sort of wanders off and then it comes back again. And part of the practice of mindful movement is to allow yourself to anchor back to the movement and that sense of coming back home to the body with kindness, compassion, and a real sense of non-striving. So really tuning into those attitudes of mindfulness where we adapt to those particular attitudes, and sense of letting go and accepting things as they are without having to struggle. Just landing here today and allowing everything to unfold. So let's take a moment and notice the posture that you've taken for your practice today. Start to tune in and become awake and aware to this very alive and alert body. And as we take a moment to tune in, we might begin to notice the sensations of the physical body as we land, as we open our awareness. And those physical sensations may be pleasant or perhaps even unpleasant. So just noticing and not needing to change or shift anything at this point, but just simply tuning in. Pleasant sensations might be simply the feet connecting down to the earth, or the support of the chair that you're seated on, or perhaps the warmth of the room that you're in currently, or wherever you might be. And then the unpleasant sensations may simply be ache in the lower back or tightness in the jaw. Not needing to find or create something new, but just sensing what is here for you now in the physical body. Taking some time to really honour this body of ours, noticing, scanning through without judgment, with kindness and compassion. Perhaps even asking, what's here for me now in the physical body? And now when you're ready, let's start to begin to explore this physical body of ours through sensation of movement. So taking a moment here to slowly rotate the head on its axis and letting the head roll over towards the right shoulder or the left. It doesn't matter which side you begin with. And as you take a peek over towards that shoulder, just moving into any sensation and exploring it with this sense of kindness and curiosity here. And noticing what it's like, seeing if there's any restrictions or any holding or gripping, tightness as you move into this side of the neck, this side of the body. And then ever so gently letting go of that twist and then exploring and taking it over to the opposite side and seeing what it feels like here. And just getting a sense of moving through those sensations, so connecting with and exploring again. Perhaps this side feeling slightly different than the opposite side. And then let's gently bring the head back in line again with the shoulders. And before we move on, just noticing in your body whether or not you're shifting forward in your seat and how that feels. And whether or not you were aware of that sensation, or perhaps you might be sitting back in your seat with a sense of curve through the spine, so maybe not sitting fully awake and aware in the spine. And just noticing how that feels for you. And then coming back into the whole body again, so seeing if we can lift up through the core, through the sense of the center of the body. Taking a moment to anchor back to either the breath here as you come back to the present, or anchoring back into the sit bones grounding down into the chair, or the feet flat on the earth. And from here we're going to take a little bit more movement now. So we're going to take our right hand and place it behind the head. And then our left hand will follow, placing it behind the head. And on your next inhale, gather the breath on the inhale, exploring that breath as it comes into the body. And then if it's right for you, opening the eye gaze toward the sky or the ceiling from wherever you are, exploring that sensation, and then letting your exhale fall out of the mouth, and then letting the head slowly nod forward. And then taking that similar movement again, inhaling and going to where it feels right for you in your body, exploring what it's like to open through the throat, if that's available in your body. And then exhaling and letting the head fold forward again. And during our mindful movement, always observing if something doesn't feel right for you, if there's any pain or there's any sensation of sharp shooting pain, then please take care of your body and make sure that you modify the movements accordingly. Just slowly moving through this movement at your own pace, at your own time, observing and just noticing what sensations are arising from this movement. Perhaps you might be noticing there's some tightness in the neck, or some holding or tensing. Maybe it's easeful and it's feeling light and responsive today. So just noticing what's happening in this moment, your body right now. As we settle back here, if it's right for you, keeping the hands behind the head. If you need a break, you can always let them come back down by your side and shake it out, and then very gently bring the hands behind the head and neck again. And from here we're going to take a slow twist. So we're just going to explore the centre of the body now as we move into the twist and notice what's happening here. Exploring with curiosity and gentle awareness, just leading into that sense of feeling in the body. And then slowly coming back again to the centre and seeing if you can shift your weight directly over to the other side and move into the twist. Noticing how that feels from left to right. Exploring, and then slowly coming back to your centre. And we're going to let the left arm come back down to the earth, and then the right arm will slowly melt back down as well. And just taking both arms and letting them be as heavy as you can. Just finding almost like a sense of release through the arms. Let the fingers sort of just hang and drip down by your sides. And on your next inhale, gathering your awareness to the shoulders, the shoulder region. And take a big inhale and squeeze the shoulders up around the ears. Holding and see what it feels like to tension here and squeeze and hold. Noticing whether or not there might even be an echo of emotion in the body by doing this. Perhaps it feels angry or tight and resistant. And then on your exhale, let that squeeze release and just explore that sensation, what it feels like here to let go of that tightness. Then maybe noticing an echo of that emotion in the body, perhaps a sense of relief or a sense of letting go, a sense of freedom in the body. And let's explore this again a few more times at our own pace. So letting the shoulders rise up, squeezing, holding, tensing. You might even scrunch up the face as well to really notice what it's like to move into those muscles in such a angry-like way. So really feeling that in your body. And then on the exhale, the opposite, just letting go, letting the muscles release. And exploring this sensation. And let's try that one more time. Squeezing, holding, scrunching, tightening, frowning, and then letting go. Each time exploring, maybe something different, something new here. Something similar. Not really judging here. There's no right or wrong. Just exploring as you sit, as you land here in this moment. All the various sensations that arise and fall away as you move the body. And on your next inhale, take the hands here and just see what it feels like to lift up in your inhale, placing the hands to the hips. And on your exhale, this sense again of letting go through the breath. I'm going to take a bit of a curve through the spine now. So we're going to let our chin drop down towards our chest and then feel like we're hugging our shoulders forward and scooping the belly out, really rounding the back. As if you're doing a nice rounded movement, curling up into a ball. And then on your inhale, let's see what it feels like to move in the opposite way and open through the front body and round into the back. So just opening the front chest, noticing how this feels, and again exploring perhaps even further any thoughts or echoes of emotion that might be here for you now. Not just the physical sensations as you move mindfully. And then again, going in the opposite way. And noticing if at any stage it becomes difficult to focus on the breath or the physical sensations, just anchor back perhaps to sound or to the feet flat on the floor, that real connection down into earth, if that's supportive for you. If the movement becomes uncomfortable or intense, perhaps just coming back to a position of stillness into a seat, pausing and then choosing to come back to the movement when you're ready. So we're going to explore this movement again of rounding and releasing 2 more times at your own pace. Your body, your movement. So noticing each time what sort of movement you take. How you shift and change shape. What it feels like to be with this movement. Each time an opportunity to explore, to be here now with those sensations, with this awareness. And on the last one, coming back to the seat again and seeing if we can find this sense of groundedness, grounding down into the feet and earthing down into the sit bones. Perhaps again opening our awareness to the core, the centre of the body, and then finally bringing our awareness to the sensations in the upper body, the head, as it tracks over the neck and shoulders and the hips. And just pausing here again, just for a moment to reset, to reconnect. Perhaps noticing if your mind has wandered off to thoughts. Maybe the mind is busy and active today. And if it is, if your awareness has shifted off this practice into thoughts, perhaps even catching the thoughts here and noticing what it is that you're thinking about in this moment. Not judging, there's no right or wrong, simply just being with the thoughts, recognizing them, perhaps even labeling them as remembering or planning thoughts, worrying thoughts, and then choosing to come back to the practice of the movement, the body and the breath when you're ready, anchoring back. And this could be part of the practice, just noticing when your mind shifts to the thoughts and then come back to the movement. Kind awareness, shifting to and fro, noticing what's here in our realm of consciousness as we sit and practice together. Now from here we're going to slowly move our feet so that they are sort of feeling like they're really grounding down into earth, and then shift our weight forward even more onto the chair. I'm going to take our arms here and take a nice big swing of the arms up towards the sky. If there's any shoulder injuries, maybe keeping it around about here, and then we're going to move the hands behind the head. But if you like and it feels alright for you, you can lift your arms all the way to the sky. I'm going to move forward and then imagine we're scooping up a ball of energy from the ground. Inhaling and then exhale, scooping round. The same sort of feeling we were doing before, moving in your body in any way that feels good for you. I'm going to see if we can try and move down now, the sensation, and move further down towards the lower half of the body. Scooping, inhaling and lifting. and bringing your arms up overhead or in line with the shoulders, wherever it's right for you. And then like a wave, curling back down again, inhaling and really drawing it back up, and then scooping forward. You might need to take a wider stance, so just noticing what your body needs and paying attention again on purpose to the movement, and scooping. And take 2 more times like this, and again just moving towards any sensations here, noticing without having to create any fantasy. It's here already now for you. It's moving, it's shifting, it's changing as you move through these shapes. Just noticing how it feels to move in this way in your body. And then coming back again to the center, and then seeing if you can open the arms and then slowly let the hands fall down by your side again. Stopping for a moment to check in, to tune in, become aware and awake. Perhaps noticing some remnants of the movement. There might be some tingling or warmth in the body now from the movement. Stopping and pausing with this curious awareness. I'm going to place our hands firmly on our laps now and walk the feet perhaps a little bit closer together again, and just shift our weight from sit bone to sit bone, from cheek to cheek, taking a very gentle lean from left to right, left to right. And then starting to just wave through the spine very gently, and then bringing your shoulders into the movement. So I'm going to see if we can sort of massage into the body, moving and shifting this way. And then coming back to center. And we're going to lift our right leg here and take the hands cupping the back of the thigh, so just above the knee. And let the leg be as heavy as it possibly can be. So as if you're carrying the weight, if that's available, of your right leg. So noticing what it's like to hold on to this right leg, and let the right leg be as floppy as it possibly can be. Just seeing what it feels like to be in your body here now. As you support this right leg, I'm going to take a slow squeeze and lengthen the leg out. So noticing what it's like to squeeze the leg and lift the right leg forward. Doesn't matter where your leg can lift, even if it's just an inch, just doing what you can and noticing how it feels in your body with the support of your hands underneath the thigh, and then letting the leg flop. So we're just going to explore this sensation in the body. So using your breath to guide you, so perhaps even noticing how you breathe as you lift the leg. It could be on the inhale, perhaps you breathe on the exhale as you lifted the leg. No right or wrong again, just simply noticing and then letting it go. And one more time, so seeing what it's like to shift the energy from slack and not doing in the leg to active and doing. Almost like the yin and the yang, and just exploring how that feels in the body. And then on the inhale, we're going to take the hands and shift and clasp firmly just below the knee, and see what it's like to squeeze that thigh into the body. Just squeeze it in. Using the arms here, so a little bit of tension through the arms. So what is it like to squeeze the muscles in the arms to bring that leg in towards the belly? And then from here we're going to crisscross that leg over as if we're just sitting in the chair waiting patiently at the doctor's surgery or somewhere on a train or a bus with our leg crossed. And then take a little ankle twist. So I'm going to take the ankle and twist. You can't see my leg. We're just going to twist through the ankle and just notice what that feels like in your body. As you consciously, with awareness, sit with your legs crossed and just moving and rotating the foot. So taking a circular motion through the foot. Perhaps even going in the opposite direction. And then slowly letting this leg go. So I'm going to lift, as if it's a dead weight again, lift that leg, lift, and then let it drop down to the floor. Letting the foot anchor back down, coming back to the centre of the body again, shifting your weight like we did. And take a slow shift again, letting the shoulders release, finding your breath through the movement. Noticing where your attention flows as you move and shift in this way. Perhaps your attention is on the breath, or maybe your attention is wandering to thoughts, or maybe your attention is on the movement of the body as it sways. Not judging, but just simply noticing as you practice this mindfully, kindly, and with awareness coming back into a state of stillness, both feet flat on the floor. I'm going to go to the other side. So I'm going to slowly lift the opposite leg, the left leg or the opposite leg. Clasp the hands gently and notice what it feels like here to support the weight of the leg. And I'm going to explore the difference between this sort of very solid leg not doing anything, just laying in your hands with no action, no activity, and then slowly begin to stretch the leg out and squeeze and activate the muscles as you lengthen the leg. And notice what it feels like to put some effort into the leg and then let it go floppy. And do this 2 more times and really just tune in to what it feels like to activate the leg and the muscles. Bringing your awareness to that, really connecting to that sensation. And then letting the leg drop again gently. Heavy. Letting go. And try again at your own pace and time, exploring the sensations that are here for you now. And then gently letting it go. I'm going to slowly squeeze that leg in and then clasp the hands on the opposite side of the leg below the knee. And then see if we can just move and hug that knee in. So noticing now what's happening in the upper body, what you need in the upper body, the torso, the lower belly, in order to make this movement. Just observing the sensations here. Even perhaps placing your awareness on the breath and noticing which one is more vivid for you, the breath or the movement. So noticing where your attention flows to. There's no right or wrong, simply again just being present with this awareness again, this connection to the body and the breath. And then slowly crisscrossing that leg over if it's available and allowing your opposite foot to roll through the ankle. So taking some rotations as you sit. Take those rotations through the foot. Notice the sensations. Maybe going in the opposite direction, so letting your foot make the rotations again through the ankle. Simply being with all that arises and noticing again if mind has wandered, perhaps it has, or perhaps there's some daydreaming or echo of emotion in the body. So be curious as to what's here for you now. Coming back, coming back. And then gently letting go of that bind in through the leg. Having done head to toes now. Coming back into an active posture, as active as you can make it in your body. And perhaps just laying your hands by your side or in your lap as we begin to settle back in to the whole posture, the whole body. Coming back into that sense of stillness again. You might choose to close down your eyes again, or with a soft gaze, just stopping here as we begin to bring this practice to a close. Taking some time to become aware and awake to all that is in your realm of consciousness. It could be the thoughts that are most vivid now, or the sensations that are here for you in the body. Maybe it's the presence of the breath that you're anchoring to. Take a moment to notice what is catching your awareness and your attention, where attention is flowing to. And now when you're ready, begin to open your eyes gently again, and then you can move and shift in whatever way feels good for you. As always, just letting go of the practice, taking some time to congratulate yourself, as always, for completing 30 minutes of mindful movement and giving yourself this time for your body, mind and spirit. Thank you so much for joining me today.